Good morning. So, welcome back on 10 Minutes of Hiding Wisdom. Today, we have Geoffrey with us, who is an entrepreneur, a developer, a designer, and a teacher. He is the director of product education engineering at HashiCorp, building learning platforms, curriculum, and certifications for cloud automation and security tools. He has also had a lot of positions as directors at a lot of companies before. So let's welcome Geoffrey on 10 Minutes of Hiding Wisdom, who will enlighten us with his wisdom about his experience, about where he's currently working, and how to get you that dream job that you've always wanted. Hi, Geoffrey. How are you doing today?
Hello, doing well.
How's your day going so far? Monday specifically.
Going all right. Had a nice weekend and getting started for the week.
Of course. So, Geoffrey, can you tell us about where you're currently working? I mean, I did touch on it a bit, but I mean, we'd love to hear from you regarding where you're working, what your position is at the company, and what you specifically do there.
Yeah, I work at HashiCorp. We have free open source cloud provisioning and security tools, and we also sell commercial versions of those tools for people wanting to operate cloud at scale or specific compliance or collaboration. So our most popular tool is called Terraform, which allows you to write code that will spin up cloud resources on like AWS or Google or Azure, and to do that in a collaborative way.
So what got you into engineering? Just a question, as in, like, did you always know you were like, oh, this is something I want to do? Or was it just something like that you saw a lot of people going into and you were like, okay, this is something I can see myself being successful into?
You know, I was lucky even in grade school and high school to take some computer programming courses, so I was interested in that. I didn't end up getting a college degree in software. I went with philosophy, but even during that time, I had an internship at a company and came up with some product ideas that they really liked, and so I ended up doing software development right out of college. I did a little bit of freelancing my own, and eventually I started my own company doing training for software development. Started with Ruby on Rails, popular web development platform, but expanded to cloud infrastructure and other kinds of web development and all kinds of things. So yeah, definitely an interest of mine, and had the opportunity, and just always learning myself and enjoying teaching others.
Of course, and it's always important to give back, and I can definitely see you giving back to the community, which is something that's very important because I think out of the pandemic, one thing that was good that came out of it was a lot of people became much more empathetic because everyone was on the same journey, which was to fight this pandemic together. So I can definitely see you doing that as well. So you've had a very interesting work experience where you've been vice president, you were even the founder. So can you maybe guide us through your work journey, like where you were, how you ended up at HashiCorp, and how things have been going?
Yeah, early on in my career being involved with Ruby on Rails, I did a lot of blogging. I kind of got my name out there and showed people what I could do, and then eventually I started selling these training videos online, and people learned a lot. They were excited, and that ended up doing that for 7 years. And the beauty of that, it was employment for me. I love doing it. I got to travel all over the world, but years later, when I was looking for a job in 2017, I reached out to a couple of companies who had products that I was interested in, and HashiCorp specifically, that one of the founders had learned from some of my videos, and so he knew of me. He loved my teaching style. Knew that I also had a mind for business and how to build a team or build a company around that. And so I actually talked to quite a few companies in 2017. It was a little overwhelming. I talked to over 40 companies about different roles, but this was the one that really appealed to me. And even though they didn't have an education department at the time, they saw that I had the skills to be able to build that. And so, went ahead and took that job and built out a team that's now over, I think we've got 22 people as of today. Somebody just started today on the education team that I lead at HashiCorp.
Oh wow, so 22 people, that's a lot of, so you must be a leader and people must love working under you specifically because I mean team grew and you ended up doing something that you essentially love, which would be reflected within the work that you do. So thank you for sharing that. So Geoffrey, I'd love to hear regarding whether your company is hiring, what kind of roles are open. So if people are interested in applying with your company, what should they look out for?
Yes, we're definitely hiring for all kinds of roles. We never stopped. We continued to hire throughout all of last year, and but it has ramped up even more this year. We're hiring across the board. You know, you can see those at hashicorp.com/jobs. Everything from engineering to marketing to finance to sales, and then my team as well is hiring for education and certifications roles. And you know, I think something that people can do that really helps them stand out is for many of the roles we hire for, we don't require that people have used our products, even if they're going to teach them. But we do like to see they've used a surrounding product that's similar or have experience. And because we do a lot of teaching and writing, we want to see example of a person's writing. And I know it can take a lot of work to do, and you know, people have work demands as well as personal. But when we see somebody has a blog or they've can link us to something that they've written or show something they've taught, or you know, a YouTube video they've made, or anything at all. It could be 5 minutes long. You know, it could be 30 minutes or an hour. Doesn't have to be long. You know, that has really been something that helps us to see what somebody has done and help them to give us the feeling that we need to talk to them more and, you know, give them an interview.
Of course, and I think there's so many people, candidates applying for the same job, that one person needs to go the extra mile to actually show the company that, okay, I am someone that you should add to your company and I could add value, and this is how. So I can definitely see why you need to go to an extra mile, whether it's through a cover letter, whether it's through a video. So just making sure that you stand out amongst the thousands of applicants who are applying for the same job is something that's very important. So you did mention that your company has been rapidly hiring and everything. Do you think a lot of companies face a lot of challenges when they're looking for the right talent, specifically when it comes to the tech or engineering like side and everything? Because I think it has involves soft skills, but it also involves hard skills. And how do companies navigate through that according to your experience or according to whatever you know?
Yeah, it is difficult because things are changing quickly, and some of the skills we want people to have, they may not have existed for very long. So it's hard to find people or distinguish yourself as far as having those particular skills. And you know, I think there are just lots of different companies hiring right now, and so that's good for people looking for jobs. Hopefully, that they have something to choose from. And you know, for a company, we need to make a good case that we're a good company to work for, that you'll have good work life balance, that you'll work on interesting projects that are significant or interesting problems, or that will actually you know, be visible, and you can point to something public, say, oh yes, I worked on that. So yeah, lots of challenges there with hiring or for looking for jobs.
I love how you mentioned that companies need to make a good case for themselves, because it was candidates before just who had to make a case for themselves. But I think companies are becoming much more aware that they need to win the right talent, the top talent, in order to stand out. So thank you for sharing that and actually making a case for that. So, Geoffrey, it was a pleasure learning from you. We like to keep things short, and we learned a lot from you during this time. Thank you so much. If people do reach out to me with interest regarding your company, I will definitely forward them to you. But I do hope you have a great rest of your day and a great rest of your weekend.
Fantastic. Thanks a lot.